Recording has begun, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking.
I can't drop F-bombs every 30 seconds anymore. I'm starting off the recording strong.
Yes.
Damn it, we can't swear anymore.
There we go. Now I got it in full screen.
There we go.
So you can see all the different aircraft that are different trademarks and all that for copyright reasons.
Ooh, Al 96.
And I need to bring my microphone back again. There we go.
Yeah.
I do
Take
enjoy
up the
Concord
volume levels.
until the French crashed it.
Yes, we are landing literally on Asia. All of Asia.
How big is that airfield? Oh my!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the entire continent of Asia. To your right, Tokyo.
Wow, okay, for some odd reason, it went back up to 200% volume. There we go, that's better.
Hey.
Now, the audience is now deaf.
Yay!
Oh my goodness.
It's so loud there. They're just
Yes, the
just
Airbus
loaded.
Boeing 767.
This is the game for people who just love aircraft and flying and travel and all that good stuff.
You've got some two people who enjoy both of those things.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and both of them are pilots.
Oh, really?
And one of them studying for an aviation management master's.
The other one's an aeronautical engineer.
There you go.
And then there's
It's
Stevie. Hi.
Best cat.
Cat.
There's a DC-10. I mean, a Lockheed L-1011 TriStar.
That's not an L-1011. The L-1011 engine is built into the fuselage.
I
Yes.
know. Just trying to act like it was Oh, you're talking about the Airbus Boeing 721?
Yes, so let's get
Let me just
into it.
flex on you.
Alright, so, in this game, there's two different scenarios to pick. There's two different year sets. So which would you guys like to do? The dawn of the jet age or maturity of jet age?
Skizzer?
Dawn of Jet Flight. Go early.
Dawn of jet flight. Alright, let's do it. I love how it goes from computer, man, computer, man.
Man.
Um,
I am man.
Not a woman.
Not a woman. I am a man.
and you can actually set it up so that 4 people can play this game.
Really?
Yes. Or you can do one of my favorite pastimes, and we're gonna do that for this demo, which is you spike it and give them all the crappy airfields to start. Alright, so where am I gonna fly out of, guys?
Oh, O'Hare's not there, so again, you can't fly out there.
It's in there in
What, you got-
Supersonic, but not there.
So
in
what you got in the US? You've got Vancouver.
That's not US.
LA.
In the US, we
So,
have...
so in North America, you've got New York, LA, Vancouver, New Mexico.
and Hawaii, Honolulu.
Let's go. How about we go with Vancouver?
Really?
Canadian bias.
Hey, shut up, Skizzer.
Well, there's also London.
I don't mind. You don't want
Actually,
to
how about you pick? I'm curious what you want to pick.
So, if I were to pick an airline, given the year that we're doing, New York or London is going to be the best choices.
Right.
So,
The jet age was the peak of like transatlantic flight.
well, because of the fact that jet ranges are lower early on, so you need a hub that's close enough. Tokyo can work too, but I think it's sad, but Tokyo to Los Angeles is 6,600 miles, and I know that, which means that I would have to set up a hub in Honolulu and then set up a hub in Hollywood just to reach New York City from Tokyo. So for me,
Yeah.
I'm thinking New York City is probably the best bet.
Okay, well, New York City it is.
Seems good.
Now let's go ahead and dump all these other players. So Nairobi?
Nairobi. These are all man, so they all
Lagos. And Buenos Aires?
How about Sydney?
Nah, they can actually make it happen. Let's see.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
let's...
So these guys aren't AI, they're just other...
What?
These guys aren't computers, are they?
I'm gonna turn them into computers in a moment. So we're gonna call
Call
this...
it Air Steve.
I was gonna call it Air Zath, actually.
Is yeah.
Where's the R?
Yeah,
Air Steve, yeah.
it has to be.
It definitely has to be.
Air Steve. Welcome aboard. We're flying inside of Steve.
Oh my god. Poor
That is
Stevie.
the... God.
Oh god.
That's the worst. That is...
That's horrible.
I think you need to chill out at Cap.
Yeah, chill. Okay.
Alright, Air 9.
Bro, you still hungover from your 21st?
No, I actually didn't drink on my 21st, so.
Wow, how controlled are you?
Yes.
So let's see, I'm gonna go to... How do I do this again? It starts, quit game. Yes. So I'm just gonna be like, I don't like where I started, and I'm just gonna quit the game. Hey look,
Okay.
it's the same vice president.
Oh, wow.
And quit game. Yes.
Gulf Air. Sounds interesting because there's an actual airline called Gulf Air.
And quit game.
Are you just restarting till you start where you want to start?
No, I'm literally spiking the game by forcing my 3 opponents to be the worst possible opponents you can have.
Oh,
Instead of allowing the computer to just pick out people. So
Right.
here I am in New York City. There's my vice president telling me my long-term goals. I have to link all 22 cities. I have to have 3.5 million passengers, and I obviously have to increase profits.
wow.
I know, right? So I have to strive to become the world's #1 airline. Woohoo! And we're gonna begin that by opening a flight. Now you can see that I have slots. I have 20 slots at New York City. I have 9 slots at Vancouver and 11 slots at Rome. So we're going to start with a flight from New York to Rome, which is 4,180 miles. And I get to select which kind of plane to run. So I'm going to run
DC-8s.
probably the DC-8. You can see that it's got a fuel rating that's a little bit better. It has more capacity, and it's got more range. So in other words, there's no reason to fly the B707. It's going to ask how many planes I'm going to put on. Each plane can fly 3 routes per week, or 3 flights per week. And I've got 11 slots, so I could run, if I were to run 4 planes, I could do something like that. And then I can put out 9 flights. If I did another plane on there, then that's a little bit inefficient, right? Because I've got the capacity for another flight, but I'm not going to get it.
Yeah.
And we're going to do... We're going to do a 25% markup on price, because I'm the only game in town. And now we are flying. This is the best part of the game. We fly from New York in a B707, but that doesn't matter.
That's the... it's VTOL.
Yes.
Yeah, VTOL capability. There you
Yes. And next flight from New York to Vancouver. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put our DC-8s to work.
go. Only nerds fly 707s.
That's right. Now, because it's a closer route, you can see now each plane can do 4 flights a week instead of 3. And just like before, we're going to jack up the price.
It's the 60s, of course you could jack the price.
That's right.
Yeah, because back then, the cost of flying was ludicrous.
Ta-da! Now, just like that, we have our first 2 routes.
Nice.
Yeah, so next up I've got my my staff, and I'm going to send my staff to negotiate for additional aircraft slots, or airport slots. So I'm going to start by negotiating in New York City. And of course, it's my home, so I want to negotiate for as many slots as I can. The quicker that the more slots I get from my home city, the quicker it starts to expand and grow. And when it expands and grows, then more slots become available. So, generally
So basically,
speaking,
what you're trying to do is create a hub and spoke for this.
Well, especially in this particular version, or the scenario, because the planes are limited in range to 50-60, right? 5,060 miles of the DC-8 for right now. So I went ahead and put in negotiations for Los Angeles. New York to Honolulu is 5,500 miles. Yes, I know that by heart because I played this game so damn much, which means I cannot fly from New York to Honolulu. I have to build a hub in maybe Vancouver or Los Angeles or Mexico City. So instead, maybe I will fly from New York to London.
I like how they have a royal guard and Westminster Tower.
Yep. And the Brits it's gonna take me 9 months to negotiate for these 14 slots. I could reduce the request for slots and try to find something that gets me closer to 6 months, but I don't care. Each region has a different soundtrack, so it's not as repetitive as PTO, which is kind of nice.
Nice.
Airzath can now go into the plane buying market. I cannot go to Markov because that's part of Eastern Bloc.
Oh, you get some Tupolovs.
Yes.
Aisle 96, let's go, baby, go.
But I'm gonna go to Globus and I'm gonna offload
You're gonna sell your 707s.
because I don't want them. So she'll give me money? Great.
Boeing, give me my money back.
Instead, I'm gonna go buy some more DC-8s.
Yeah, because they're the far better option. And I'm totally
are.
not saying that because I have a bias towards that plane.
So I'm gonna go ahead and just pick up
Definitely
2.
not.
The game gives you a discount if the majority of your planes are from a particular manufacturer, so, you know, save some money.
Sounds
Airbus
familiar to real life.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do Airbus exist yet? In this
Not
game?
yet. It will come. And then you
They
can
have
go
all
in
the way
here
up to the 330.
and you can set up your plans for your budget. I always maximize everything. Repair obviously means that the chances that your planes will fall from the sky are lower. Advertisement means people know who you are. And service, of course, means that they're very happy with you.
Right.
So typically, I just max them out and be done with it. Ad gives me the ability to run a marketing campaign if I wanted to. So...
Brainwash.
Well, it's not really like that. We call it marketing.
That's right. So I could market the new routes, but I think I'll hold off on it. Network, I don't have enough network to do right now. And I can go in here, I can build a branch in Vancouver or Rome, since I have built flights to them. I could go and invest in a hotel, so I think I'll go ahead and do that. We'll build a hotel in New York City.
My goodness, this sounds so familiar to what Pan Am did back in the day.
How much did you spend on that hotel?
I don't know, it doesn't matter.
800,000.
Yeah, that is 80,000 K. It's 80 million.
Yeah,
It's like,
True, yeah. So,
Yep. it's a good hotel, trust me. It's a good hotel.
Oh yeah.
Now, these are
Five-star.
charter flights, and you can this is kind of like playing the stock market. You can invest into charter airlines with the idea being that they will grow in profitability, and at some point you can choose to buy them outright if you wanted to. So, like for example, typically I like to invest in Airlo because that gives me Hawaii as a base if I were to buy them out, and it gives me a connection to Tokyo, which is a very lucrative market. So let's go ahead, and I'm just gonna dump a ton of money into this because it's cheap stock prices, right? So we're just gonna let me speed things up.
You're gonna
Make sure
GameStop. You're gonna GameStop the ever living
I was about
daylight.
to say, yeah.
Yes.
You
So
just spent all your money on stock.
Yep. So I currently
It's a
own
demo.
30% of the company. Once I get to 51%, I have the ability of buying them outright. If I wanted to, I could go here and I can have a meeting and ask them, where do you want me to fly to? So here she says New York to London. Wow, that's interesting. I can ask about routes, and I can say, what do you think about this route? And the guy's gonna say, we don't know anything about it because we just freaking opened it. Say, tell me about the planes. And they said, oh, we think are okay. What's the market looking like? We need to keep our name in the spotlight. Okay.
Isn't that just marketing in a nutshell?
Pretty much.
Basically.
What do we think about budget? Our maintenance is successful. Let's raise our service budget.
Stevie!
That's Prue, actually. Stevie is currently laying in the ground, but let me... Okay, so we'll just end the turn now. Yeah, Prue. There she is. Oh, look, we made a profit. So
That's a lot of profit.
at the end of your quarter, you can see that the number of passengers, 109,000 passengers for those 3 months. This is my profits, 882 million. There's my expenses, and there's my overall sales.
God, this is just before the fuel crisis, so everything's profitable.
World events can cause issues, yes. So you can see Airline went ahead and opened up a route between Nairobi and London. If I really wanted to spike it, I could have returned all the slots they had in all the airports and forced them to have to go negotiate at the start. That would have been mean. Lagos and Tehran. Wow.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh,
the
that's
Middle Eastern
pretty-
market and also the South
Mhm.
and the African market.
Buenos Aires to Mexico City.
South. God.
So you learn a good amount of geography in this game, of course. Oh look, we're number 1.
Wow, that's good.
So of course they celebrate because we're doing good.
Ah, yes, when you're the biggest company in the world, it never falls apart.
Right? Now Mexico.
Totally not getting. Oh,
Mexico's gonna host the Olympics, so I definitely want to get in on that action. So I'm gonna
That's
go.
foreboding.
nice DCAs.
I'm currently still negotiating with Los Angeles and New York, though, so I'm gonna hold off on taking anybody off. Let's take a look at our flights right now. We are looking pretty good on New York to Rome, and we're
Those
looking pretty good.
profits, though. My
Yeah.
God.
Well,
Well,
what
hey,
happens when you
this-
jack the price up a bit?
Yeah, I know. So this is what happens when you start an airline back in the 1960s.
So I'm good with
It's
that.
during the holiday boom.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as what Zaz said about the Honolulu to Tokyo routes, that is that is prime routes. It's almost similar to London, the city, New York City to London Heathrow.
Yep.
Routes.
That's just farming British people for money.
Well,
the, other
I
one's
mean,
just,
well,
the other one's farming weeaboos for the money.
whoa, easy there.
So
Although I have a pretty good, interesting experience of when I went to Japan with Air Canada, but I'm not gonna get into it.
So you can see my my service budget has gone down and my maintenance budget has gone down. Part of that is because I opened a new 2 new routes last quarter, and I just bought 2 new planes. So as a result, it costs more money to maintain all that. So my overall quality of service has decreased because of those changes.
So do you have, so for your flight to Rome, is it just one flight there, one flight back, one flight there, one flight back, or do you have 2 planes on that route?
I have 2 planes on that route, and so it goes through as the number of flights that I selected. So I think for New York to Rome it was 9 flights per week, and then the other one from New York to Vancouver was 8 flights a week.
Right, but I mean, do you have, like, say, one flight is already in Vancouver doing a return?
Yeah,
Do you
so
have one going out?
the way it works is if even though it says you fly from New York to London, for example, then it still runs them back and forth. So, alright, now we've got ourselves some slots to go from New York to Los Angeles. But we can't afford it because it costs too much to open it. I need... Okay. So now I'm gonna go to the stock market and sell some shares.
You're gonna crash their stock price.
Well, but look at their price. Their price keeps going up. So I mean, that was a really good investment, right?
Right.
So I'm gonna go to sell. And I'm gonna go and obviously I don't want to sell that much of this, right? I just want. The game said I needed I needed, but I think it was 16. So that should be enough.
It should. Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, but I want to buy another plane, so I'm gonna do that. That should be enough for me to buy another plane or two as well. So that was a good investment. And we're gonna now open up our route from New York City to Los Angeles. And obviously we're gonna use our DCA because that's the only plane we have. We're gonna maximize its flights at 8. And we're gonna jack up the price.
Because we can get away with that in the 1960s.
Damn right.
What is regulation?
I know nothing of this.
I know nothing of this topic.
Oh, let's take a look at our other routes and see how they're doing. Holding steady. Good. That's what we'd like to see.
Is it like $1,000 per ticket?
Yes.
Yeah, which back then was what wealthy people had to
62,000.
use. So if ever you really want to look into it, just for inflation, some of the flights that Zath is selling almost goes for 50K today.
Yep.
I was just looking at the pound in terms of inflation back in the 70s. So I think it's worth 9% of what it was back in the 70s.
Oh, jeez. I'm gonna go ahead and sell. I want to buy 1, 2, 3. I want to buy 4 aircraft. So at 62
you
apiece.
buy 4 DC-8s?
I want to buy 4 DC-8s. So that's gonna be at 62 times 4. That's 24. So I'm gonna sell. Let's try selling 5%. Is that enough? Yeah. Let's try that. And like I said, you know, I mean, I literally just grabbed a ton of money because of that, right? Like, because of the way the stock thing works.
Right.
Alright, so say I can buy 3. Yep. And then it says I can buy 3, and then you can see how much it is. Alright, so I'm short by 6,000.
Back to the stock market. You go. Wait.
Yeah. Sorry,
Talk
I'm gonna have to take some more money out.
Right?
It's like your own personal bank.
Well, Mr.
Yes.
Zath, this isn't a personal bank. Ah, who cares?
Give me the money.
Yes.
This is my money, ain't it? Well, I mean, well, yes, it is, but
This may be your company's money, but it's also my money.
we were planning on taking on some DC-8s. Too bad.
And you could see. Oh, now I got a discount. Yay. You could see now that our hotel has been built. So if I go to hotel, it's got the little icon here. And I can choose to sell it right away if I wanted to, but no.
No.
It's an $80 million hotel, as Squizzer pointed out earlier.
Must have been built from the ground up.
Right?
Hopefully, it has a good view of Times Square.
No, it's just built
Central
right
Park.
at the end of one of the runways in New York.
Very convenient.
I'm still making profits. Now I'm at 114,000. You can see the Argentinian airline has made some profits as well. Oh crap, I forgot to put my my people on negotiations. Oh well.
Uh-oh.
Oh, someone else is trying to negotiate in London.
Yep.
Yeah, you still have a guy that's in London
Yep.
negotiating.
Pretty soon I'll have.
I think you finish it because each turn's a quarter.
Yes. Yep. DC-8s. Get in.
How big's that hangar?
Must be huge.
Yeah, it's big enough.
It's big enough to handle, like...
20 C8s.
Let's go ahead and do some negotiations. And you can put multiple people on to assist. And if they
Right.
think that if they think the negotiations will speed things up, they'll say something like this. And if they think that it's not going to work, they'll say the negotiations may fail if I go. So it kind of gives you a hint for, like, you know, what you should be doing. So I'm going to send this guy back to New York to, once again, get more slots.
Please grant me a slot. I require.
Yep. And now I'm going to open Can I Afford It from New York to London. Of course not. Stock market!
I'm here to take out some more money.
What if the stock price has dropped since last time?
It
Chances
rarely
are they
ever
may.
drops.
Oh no, it's just gone up. It's worth more.
Oh,
Yep.
wow. I just wait for the fuel crisis, then all of a sudden the stock gotta go down to the down. So, wait, when was the fuel crisis again?
Right? Alright, let's sell... I think that's enough.
God damn it, why is London so expensive?
Ah,
London is quite expensive.
my dude's thoughts almost go for, what is it? Emirates paid 100,000 at one point for one slot for its 380 just so they have more.
Damn.
No, was it that? Actually, hold on, let me check. I'm gonna check how much. I bet you it's an I bet you they're not gonna disclose it, but it's always worth checking.
Yeah, a lot of times they don't want to disclose that, right?
Landing slots.
Okay. Now, once the negotiations finish at Mexico City, I'm going to be in a position where I need to change my routes in order to free up landing slots at New York. So, I'm going to have to start thinking about what flights are generating the worst profits or the least profits, you know?
Yeah, it's not gonna disclose it, but chances are it's like, what is it?
Got one DC-8.
I think it's almost like 10K. I think some of the landing. I think 1964. You're how many years off? 747. 5 years off. 747.
So here's the year in review. Airzaf dominating everyone because we did it that way.
Cheater.
By hiking the price.
Well, not only did we hike the price, we forced ourselves competition in third world countries at the time, right? 1960s.
Yeah.
And Gulf Air was is an actual airline. It started out as a BOAC subsidiary.
All right, slots obtained.
Little facts with M Captain.
So now is when it might be a good idea to think about. Let's see, let's change up some flights. These guys are all doing really well. So maybe what I want to do is drop these flights, like just drop the flights a couple.
Excuse me.
That way I can put one flight, or one plane, I should say, on the flight from New York to Mexico.
Right.
And then, you know, max out the flights, and then next quarter, when my negotiations with New York City have succeeded, then I can put more flights on. I can, you know, bring that back. So one thing that we also have to think about is, at a certain point, New York City no longer becomes viable for flying out of. I mean, like, right now, who can I fly out of? I can hit the Y key and I can go here, and I can go to Paris. I can fly to Moscow. I cannot fly to Cairo. I cannot fly to Lagos. I can go to Rio. Cannot go to Buenos Aires. I could do Lima as well. Oh, I can do Hawaii.
Okay.
I must have been thinking of a different route.
Plane?
Okay. Well,
Or maybe a different plane.
let's go to Hawaii. Gotta love that 80s music. Alright, where else should we fly? What do you think? Paris?
Of course.
Alright, let's go to Paris.
The neighbours from hell, France.
The neighbors from hell. Oh god.
Excuse me.
Sitting on the other side of the channel, just burning tyres.
Oh boy.
I think I want to buy some more aircraft. I've got 0 spare. I'm going to next turn.
Go to the bank.
Next turn, I'm
Time
going
to go to the stock market.
So let's see. I want to buy 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna buy 4 more planes at 62 apiece. So that's trying to do math. 24. So about 20, 25. That's about what I need. So let's sell. You can see their stock price has gone up again. So yay.
You've only sold 7% of your stock, and you've got so much money.
That's the idea, isn't it?
That's the thing, is that you gotta know when to invest and when not to invest.
Yes. And for right now, I'm just using these guys as a piggy bank, so it's all good.
Yeah, a piggy bank that increases your money by a fair amount.
So I gather you're gonna get the DC-10 at some point when it comes out,
Maybe.
because that's better fuel economy than a 747.
Oh, did I get enough? Oh! Just enough.
So that's what, 62 million?
Yeah, I don't know that the dollar amounts in this game are accurate. I think that's just a made-up thing so they have a certain economy level.
Right.
And to me, it's not about the specific dollars. It's all about, like, you know, the profits and playing with all the numbers.
Right.
It's all by percentages.
I'm still making good profits, but my expenses are going up. But hey, I mean, look at all the other companies.
Yeah.
Someone just made a loss.
Yep.
One, I think that was the Argentine.
And you can go bankrupt in this too.
Oh, that's like real life, except you can't file for bankruptcy protection.
Yupper. Alright, let's change our flights now. We're gonna go ahead and add some flights. New York to Mexico. We gotta take advantage of the Olympics, so we're gonna go ahead and drop another plane down. Boink. Let's drop 2.
Crank up the price.
Well, I'll leave the price the same. Generally speaking, I like to leave the price the same unless I, you know, I'm worried about a fare war or something like that. Now here it shows
those
that
are fun.
my revenue and passenger load is dropping, but it could be because of the fact that I dropped flights from the last round. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those flights back on. And just like that, I only have 2 slots left in New York City. So unfortunately, I'm not able to increase my flights really to anybody else. I mean, I've got 2 slots, so I might as well, I suppose. What gives me the most money? 94,
London.
30? No, Rome does.
Rome does.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. The price has gone up for that ticket.
Yep. So we're gonna go ahead and drop another plane. So I miscalculated by one aircraft, but that's not a big deal. So now we've got more capacity. And you can already see the pattern here. Once again, I have to go and send people in to negotiate at New York City. Now they only have 13 slots available, so they're starting to run out.
Lot prices going up and up as well.
Oh yeah. You noticed that too, huh?
Yep. And it happens, and then sometimes slot prices will go down and up and down. It's just because airports will give you discounts if ever you're the main operator out of there. I mean, Toronto Pearson's a good example of this. Air Canada is the dominant operator out of Pearson, and they have, and a majority of their slots are dedicated to
Have you ever
to
played
Air
into
Canada
London
first. But
Have you ever
yeah,
played into
London.
London League?
Well, I mean, Heathrow's a good example of this as well, right?
Well, Luton is completely EasyJet.
And then Stansted is all Ryanair.
It's like each airport has got its own airline, to be honest.
Yeah.
Gonna go ahead and just invest the rest of my money back into Airlo again.
Now, Virgin also has a majority stake in what? In Gatwick, right?
Yeah, wait.
Really?
Or did.
Argentina
they're
promoted
kind
their
of-
one route.
How do you promote a route?
So a lot of times when you do a promotion, that's like they do like TV ads and stuff like that. And here's our Olympics. Many visitors from around the world are expected to attend Mexico City. So my route was there just in time, right?
Yeah.
And as a result, we see an increase in
Fat stack.
ridership. Sorry, what was that, Swizzer?
Fat stacks.
Yes. Mini
And
fat
also,
stacks.
I'm just thinking about this in the weird world sense, in the sense of my airline management, which I'm still reading through. You have a great advantage when it comes to the Olympics because you can fly from, you can bring people in from Europe into your hub and then just send them straight into Mexico City. So you have right now you have a route dominance.
Layman's terms, it's called a monopoly.
Yeah, monopoly. But in the airline industry, we call it route dominance.
Yes, to avoid legal trouble.
Yeah.
There you go. So I'm already starting to plan for a trip from Honolulu to Japan. Unfortunately, I cannot reach Sydney from Honolulu, but I can at least get to Japan from Honolulu.
Just wait until you get DC-10.
Oh yeah. The world opens up tremendously, especially once Airbus starts flying the A300, or selling the, I should say.
Yes.
Let's take a look at our routes and see how they're doing. Good.
Actually, what is it? I think the L1011 has. Hold on a second.
What am I doing for aircraft? I've got one remaining. I want to open up to Hawaii next term, so let's go ahead and pick up some more DC-8s. Actually, Hawaii and Paris, so I need 4 planes, so I'm going to buy 3 more.
What's the end goal of this? It's just bankrupt your opponents.
Yes. No. Actually, the end goal for this one is to connect every city. You have to earn. You have to have. I think I said it was like 3.5 million people traveling in the course of a year. I think it's a year. And then you have to be maintaining a profit. Share prices are going up.
Make investors happy.
Absolutely. Now I can also go to New York City, and I can take a look at it, and I can see what it says. Balance City is growing. It's got C rating, tourism, and economy. 71% of its population is currently flying. That's quite nice. And you can see also it shows that I have a hotel and a hub built up there. it's one of the others here. This screen here, I can see from an income perspective, how are things going on? So that's what my that's what Airzath is doing.
So here's an interesting thing. The L-1011 originally had the longest range out of the two trijets, but when GE and McDonnell Douglas came together to create the CF6, which is a better fuel economy, then the DC-10 became the best aircraft for range, and it took Rolls-Royce longer to get the L-1011 to the same.
Well, that's unfortunate for Nairobi Air, let me tell you.
Oh, that sucks. Oh, poor
Civil
them.
War in Nairobi. Could that happen anywhere?
Yes. Although it's much less...
Civil War in New York!
It's much less common in New York. New York, typically, it's bad weather, air crash, stuff like that.
Canadians rise up in revolt in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Angrily throwing...
If ever you... Oh, did you get the DC-9?
It started... McDonnell Douglas started selling them, yes. So I can start buying them now.
Oh, okay.
Which I will
Start using those as...
Yeah, they're great for short route, so... Let's go ahead and build New York to Honolulu.
Now, does your maintenance costs go up over time with these aircraft as
Yes.
they age, like in real life? Okay.
Yes. I'm not sure, actually, I'm not sure if they grow with age or if it's just with number of aircraft in the fleet. I never really experimented with it that much to find that out. Can't afford it. Oh no! I know what I'll do.
Bank.
Oh no.
Bank!
Let's go to the bank. What?
And I might sell a bunch because I want to grab some DC-9s too.
Oh my god, there's a spike in the... Stocks through the roof.
It's because of Airzath investments, that's why.
Just slowly reaping the rewards.
Actually, I'm not going to buy any DC-9s right now because the DC-9s, I'm not going to get that much out of it. Their fuel economy is...
Well, you won't get...
Go ahead.
Sorry. You won't get that... Well, the seating, if ever you really want to get technical, the seating on a DC-9 is less than a DC-8.
Yep. Yeah, 269 on the DC-8 versus... I think it was like 130 or something. Let's take a look. And the fuel ratings are the same.
Yeah. Well, that's an early turbofan.
Yep, 139.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is really good for routes where you just don't have a lot of people on them, but you still want to turn a profit.
The aircraft are cheaper as well.
I'm sorry, what?
Are the aircraft cheaper?
Yes. Yeah, it was 30,000 to start instead of 62,000.
Yeah. Yeah. That was half price.
Yep. Oh, come on. Grr.
The hot
Bank.
pot
Time to go
is
to
really
the
fobbing
bank.
off. Charles de Gaulle is very expensive.
Yes.
He was still alive at this point, Charles de Gaulle.
It was. He was still the president of France.
In the 60s.
I think it was. Hold on.
Wait, he passed away in like 60 something.
Charles de Gaulle. Presidential term from 1959 to 1969.
Oh god, yeah.
Okay.
Charles André Joseph Marie de Gaulle. That's a mouthful.
Yeah, I just remember it. Like the French, like there was a military coup and they reinstalled him as prime minister or president.
I forgot to write down like all of the timestamps, but I'll figure it out.
Skip the intro. That's all we're gonna say.
Why
Yeah,
would you
yeah.
do that?
God damn it! I can't swear anymore.
God, I can't swear anymore. And then Air Steve. We're fine. I'm not gonna repeat myself.
No more
fine.
slots in New York City. Okay, so if we're gonna open up...
So that means you have to... LAX.
Okay, let me back off for a second. I'll show you guys. Let's take a look at the airport. And you can see it's not expanding because nobody else has got any slots from the airport yet. So New York City is maxed out in terms of slots at this point. So it's time to start thinking about building hubs. Honolulu gives me the ability to get to only Tokyo right now. I can only fly to Tokyo from Honolulu. I can also open up a route from Honolulu back to Los Angeles, Mexico if I wanted to. Another opportunity could be London to Vancouver, and London to basically any place. Cairo. Let's see. I can do London to Beijing as well.
Just.
Just barely make it, yep. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up a branch. Oh, I can't afford it right now. I need to sell more money. Or, not sell more money, get more money.
Just flogging this airline for money.
Well, you know, that's what they're good for, right?
Yep. I made my investment, now you give me my reward.
Pretty much. Alright, I think that's probably enough. We'll have to see. I'm gonna try to build a... Oh my god, I sold way too much. Okay. So we're gonna set up a branch office in Honolulu. And we're gonna set up a branch office in London. Oh. Wait, it said we couldn't do it. Okay, because we can only do one branch
Can't
office
do
at
it
a
till
time.
Honolulu's done.
Yeah, that's fine. What I'll do then is I'll start negotiating for slots in other locations that I might want to fly to. So, for example, I'll request an additional 4 slots at Vancouver.
Charles de Gaulle actually just retired as president in the 28th of April in 1969. And he passed away a year later.
Wow. Alright, so next turn, let me take a look at our flights again. New York to Rome is maxed. Vancouver's doing fine. New York to LA is fine. New York to London is fine. New York to Mexico is fine. 77. So one thing I could think about is how much money am I making with these different flights? Right, 77,000, 94,000, 100. So this is the one I want to max out, but of course I don't have any more slots in Rome. I could take away some flights from my smaller grossing, so 77. That's New York's 58, 58. So I can take away some flights from New York to Vancouver, for example. So I can just drop a plane. Yoink. And that will open up the ability to add additional plane and additional flights to New York to London. That makes sense, right? Why wouldn't you put more into what's earning you more profit?
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Alright, there we go. And I want more planes. How many more planes do I want, though? I need one more plane. Okay. Time to sell stock again. Pretty soon I'm gonna run out of stock to sell, but that's okay, because that's the whole point right now.
My god, you're literally like a regular customer to the stock market. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, again.
Just your Air Zaf representative just kicks the door open with a briefcase. It's just like a money.
Oh my god.
Miss me!
You better have my money.
Better have my money or else.
Oh my god.
Or I'm gonna be
guys.
going cracking kneecaps.
Go ahead and buy 2 planes. There it is.
The world's fastest growing airline.
Yeah, I wonder who that is. It's obviously Gulf Air.
Right.
He's back again.
I'm buying. I'm putting the money back
God.
in because you know.
Oh, you're putting some
he's
back
put
in.
it-
Yeah,
okay.
you know when you make withdrawals, sometimes you have to make deposits as well.
I'm sorry, I took too much. Have it back.
Oh god.
It's just like all the time steps will be like bank 1, bank 2, bank 3, bank 4.
Something just happened.
Oh, it's the Civil War, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the internal struggle.
Situation.
Fires of the Nairobi conflict have spread.
Bread's 2.
No, that sucks for the airline that's based out there.
Oh, look at my Oh, look at that. My
Air
profits
Nile
are.
making-
Oh, and I'll make no money.
Oh, rip.
Sucks.
Well, that's what happens when you base your airline in Nairobi. While you have a major.
Wait, hang on. How did Argentina have no expenses? Just made pure profit.
Yep.
They had some expenses.
Did they?
27,560. That's got to be an error in the graph.
Oh, it's just obviously the bars. just-
Totally not government subsidies. Definitely not.
What do you mean? Are you from the UK where we prop up big companies with government money?
I mean, no, I'm just meaning that perhaps it's state-owned.
Oh yeah, it's French.
Argentina is Argentina. Well, Aerolíneas Argentinas in real life has been a state-owned airline until just recent, until the last couple of years when it became privately owned.
Oh.
So here we go from Honolulu to Tokyo.
There we go. A really lucrative market. in
Absolutely.
real life. That looks like a 747.
Yeah, it's a B707 if you look at it from the side because it's got that antenna thing on the tail.
Right.
Okay, now let's set up a branch at London. By the way, I don't know if you guys noticed, I took a look at my hotel earnings. The hotel is not
Yeah.
earning a dime, so that's great.
So that means you're gonna sell it.
I could. I don't know that I'm going to, but I could sell it. Let's go ahead and pick up some slots here. This might be a good opportunity to buy a DC-9 because I can go from Los Angeles LAX to Honolulu LAX, and I could also go Honolulu to Vancouver.
That doesn't sound realistic.
What, Honolulu to Vancouver?
No, the DC. I thought you said DC-9. Sorry.
I thought I said DC-9, didn't I? Or am I thinking DC-10? No, I'm thinking
I
DC-9.
think you're talking
Yeah,
about
DC-9. Yeah.
DC-8 or DC-9? Because
DC-9.
in real life, a DC-9 would not have enough range to actually do that route.
Oh. What if they had a strong tailwind?
Well, then they'll
You
have
wanna
a strong
take that
headwind
risk.
on the way back.
That's a risk I'm willing to take.
That's a risk I'm willing to take. Breaking news: Air Staff Flight 42 crashed in the Pacific because he ran out of fuel.
Alright, we're looking pretty good here. So I don't need to do anything crazy. I could buy more planes. Next turn, we're gonna have London up, but I'm not gonna be able to do anything with that. The closest thing I could do. Next turn, I think it's next turn. No. Next turn I won't have anything. Okay, so there's no point in buying planes this coming quarter, so let's go put everything back in the bank.
Pump money into stock.
I mean, it could be worse. I could be buying Bitcoin right now.
Oof.
If cryptocurrency was a thing in the 1960s. Can you imagine that? You'd have entire rooms of computers just to mine like a Bitcoin every, like, what, week and a half or something?
Yeah. Well, at the start, Bitcoins were easy to mine.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but now the computational requirement to mine a single Bitcoin is huge. But as the start, because effectively you're renting your computer out to be used as a processor. That's what Bitcoin is.
Gotcha. So
and you're just doing data transactions for the company that's paying you.
Gotcha. Alright, so we can go ahead and negotiate for some more slots from London. And technically I could have bought a plane and opened up a flight from London to Vancouver. But I didn't. Let's go to Singapore.
Did you know that Airbus made an app where you can book flights specifically on the Airbus A380?
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's called iFly A380. And no, we're not sponsored by them, folks.
I'm gonna need 3 planes next turn. Maybe 4. 3 DC-8s. And then I'll buy 2 DC-9s. So what I'm thinking is 2 more planes on Honolulu to Tokyo, and then 1 plane from Honolulu to Los Angeles, and or 1 plane from Honolulu to Vancouver. And then possibly also a route from London to Beijing.
What's so cool about this app is that you can actually see the inside
That's
of
awesome.
the plane, so you can actually see what class you want to be sitting. Or sat, or sit, whatever you want to say. Club Worlds. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And you can even see like what the control surfaces look like. Well, I mean, this is pretty cool. Navigator seat, the upper deck. Still the same old bad business class.
Argenta made no money, lost no money.
Yep. 1 second, guys. Apologize. Just letting my clan know for clan battles that I'm still here, still watching.
Is someone streaming it?
Yeah.
No, I'm keeping an eye on things to see if we have enough people to run. We're still waiting on... I bring us up to 5. So...
Was it about an hour in at the moment?
Yep. Alright, so we got our planes, so let's go ahead and open a route now from... What do you guys think? Honolulu to Vancouver or Honolulu to LAX?
I think from Honolulu you can get more flights in.
Well, right, yeah. I'm just trying to think about which one I want to open first. I think I'll do Vancouver. We'll just start with 4. Nice, easy, small flight.
This game proves the world is flat.
Right?
Yes. Hold on, let me get my tinfoil hat.
God.
Hang on, it's somewhere around here.
And like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and put 2 more planes into Honolulu to Tokyo.
That is a profitable flight. That is.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely it is.
You've formed the triangle,
I did.
North American triangle.
And we've almost reached around the entire globe. So that's kind of neat.
Circumnavigate.
Mm-hmm.
Now you just need a plane that can actually circumnavigate the world in one shot.
At the moment, I don't think that exists.
Yep.
All right. Where are we at for negotiations? 14. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a new branch office in Tokyo.
Wouldn't you have enough range to go from Honu to Sydney?
No, I don't think I do. I think that's 6,000 something. Let's see, we did London to Beijing. And then we did Honolulu to Vancouver. Cool. I'll show you. Honolulu to Singapore, 6,750. So we don't have the range for that just yet.
It looks like a shorter distance than New York to London, though.
Yes, it does. You know, that's
It makes the
Mercator
Atlantic
projection.
look larger than the Pacific.
It's the Mercator projection for you. So it goes down to
Yeah,
there.
that only has that has vertical disparity, not horizontal.
No, it's the other way around. As you go farther north, the disparity gets greater and greater. And south
True,
too.
yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, true. It gets stretched horizontally as well because of the way it's flattened.
Yep.
It has the biggest effect of just stretching stuff north and south like Greenland does.
Yep.
Greenland looks really weird.
I'm gonna go ahead and negotiate there because I can.
But then
There you
again,
go.
like the different projection. There's people who try to get better ones than Mercator projection, and it's just they're not very good.
No. We're gonna open
Like
up.
there's like the equal area projection, and you pretty much can't see most of the countries.
Yeah. I mean, there is no one projection that makes things look proper.
Yeah.
One of the things I teach about in geography. See how we doing on
Yay!
Geography as well.
Yep. Let's see. What the heck was that?
How long do you are able to teach geography for in the sense of your grade system? Does it go all the way through to graduation in high school, or does it stop at like 7th grade?
We teach geography through high school. We do a advanced placement.
Up here in Canada, it stops at 7th grade.
I see. Alright, we're gonna buy 1 DC-8 for Tokyo to Singapore.
Cries in European, doesn't know the grades.
Alright. Sure.
I actually like the music.
It's kinda catchy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Ooh, 63 share now. It's going up.
We'll quickly buy before it gets too high.
Yeah. Buy them out, buy them.
Right?
Yeah, buy them out. Stock crashes. No.
No! I mean, yes, this is a good thing. now,
There you go.
I can charge them a lot more.
Alright. I am being called into clan battles, so I'm gonna go ahead and save the game here. We'll do the turn first, because otherwise I'll forget things. So, opening a route from Tokyo to Singapore. And I can also open Tokyo to Beijing, and therefore connect, like, my entire route network, so that's kind of neat. I could go through and micromanage all of the fares, you know, up and down and stuff until I'm at capacity for passengers, but I kind of don't want to.
Not now.
You know, it's just, that's a lot of extra work, so.
Just give me the money, let's move on.
9 months from Japan. Okay, well. Oh well. In 3 months, I will have enough slots to increase London to Beijing, so I want 2 more planes for that. Open London to Vancouver, so I want 1 more plane for that. And then open New York to Rio, so that's 1 more. I need 5 planes. Okay, and I still have 1 DC-9, so I can, if I want to, I can open up my other route too. So I can open, for example, Hawaii to... I probably can't afford it yet. Not by that much, though. Let's see how we are doing here. It's doing fine. Yeah, they're all doing quite well. Okay. Oh, you know what I can do? Since I can't afford to open up, I can also add... I just add another plane here. For now. At least that gives
profits.
Yeah, that gives me additional profits without any additional cost, really, so that's good. Planes are done. Let's go buy some stock. Okay. Alright guys, well, what did you think of the game?
It's good.
It's good. It looks like This looks like something that you can. I just love planes, so I would call anything with planes in it good.
Right?
I mean,
I'm sort of biased.
Yep.
Well, I'm sort of biased, but also sort of not. I mean, I'm just looking at this and just thinking, yeah, you can see the relationships between like modern day airline management and this, because it's very similar.
Why are they negotiating with Lagos? Oh, they can reach it. Okay. Alright, well, thanks for watching, guys. I need to cut now, go to clan battles, but maybe tomorrow we can do some more recording or something. Sound good?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Alright. Well, I'll see you guys then.